Man, yeah, I want to get right into this next point. Bringing things to social media about your child. That that's crazy to me, man. Like, we talked about, just bringing things to and I'm gonna tie you right in on this in general. But the fact of people would get on and spaz out about their child, again, that's ludicrous to me.
Yep.
That's insane to me, man.
Or the child spaz not like Romeo. Romeo, you seen all that stuff unfold with Master P and Romeo. That's an adult child now.
Yeah.
You seeing Kurt Franklin and his son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it never helped. I don't think the social media it made it hard for them to forgive each other and move forward, because now you open it up for in-house family stuff to the social media for everybody to have an opinion or some business they shouldn't know about. You know what I'm saying?
There are certain situations that the world need to hear things that has been done wrong to a person. There are certain things, but there are also things where you need to know that just was uncalled for to just.
We're speaking of kids, and my daughter calling me right now.
Oh, yeah. She's like, y'all need to hurry up and wrap this up. You need to wrap this up. No, but there's certain times that, but y'all check it out. Y'all see what I mean on that. But I want to stick on this, the child on. Listen, man, that to me, it's a lot worse when you do it with your child, because number one, they're kids. They're kids, even as an adult, but they're your kids. Like, to me, I just see it. Even though the respect need to be for your parents. I always look at I take the higher road being the parent and older. Like, I'm gonna always think, to me, I'm gonna think more mature than my daughter. Even if she was to get on and spaz out on me on social media, I wouldn't get back on and do that to her. I can't say that about regular people. I can say that for the most part, I'm mature on not doing stuff to social media, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm still praying on that right there. But my child, I can't imagine doing that, because no matter what she say, that's still my child. No matter how old she get, that's still my child. And I can't, for the life of me. Everybody do what else they want to do, but for the life of me, I can't do that. That my child is just different with a mindset that I have on it. So it's just one of those things that I feel like, we have to really have that separation of your daughter, your son. It's just what it is. They're your daughter, they're your son. No matter how old they are, we got to have that separation of the way we handle things. I mean, we should be better people in life in general, but definitely when it come down to your kids, and definitely when they're young like that, man. There's certain ways that you should handle them that you don't handle, differently, that you handle them from, the world or people that's adult. Like, if I get into it with somebody that's an adult, that's gonna be way different, and I would get into it with my daughter, or have a disagreement, or get on to her. And so I don't understand why people they'll tell this, and I'm gonna tie you right back in this for rappers. They'll tell a child to stay in the child's place, but you'll brain them on a adult level when you blaming them, or you putting, you know what I'm saying? You putting, you taking it out on them. So how you gonna tell them to stay in the child's place, but you gonna brain them to an adult level? Yeah. I want to tie you right in on that one.
Man, hey, man. And that's because people tend, even if a person does that on social media and brain a child in it, they've been doing that. You know what I'm saying? They've been having conversations as their kid was their friend.
Let that breathe.
Instead of their damn child. You know what I'm saying? Because I see that more and more. I come from that age of shut the hell up. Get out of grown folks' business. Now these days, these kids have full-blown conversations with adults like, man, go sit over there. Don't you see these grown folks talking? So that's been going on. But the one thing I would say, man, I think some things do need to be addressed, but I don't feel like family business, especially when it comes to something like that, should be on social media. In a negative light. Now, if something happens to you that you need to speak on, whereas, first talk to somebody on, say, if somebody was violating you as a child or whatever, but talk to somebody first, and then
Right.
you can address it. But for as simple stuff or argument that's going on in the household, why is this on? Now it's making it hard for us to me to even trust you. Like I don't want, because your attention, you're seeking attention to me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like to go back on the Boots thing just shortly. We wouldn't have known about his.
Just go ahead and admit it. You want to talk about
I
Boots.
do.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
We wouldn't have even known that this child didn't even have your last name when she was born. We wouldn't have known that this was another. All this stuff is stuff we shouldn't even known about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, what's the point?
I agree with you on that one, because there's certain things that you just gotta, be mature enough to know that it served no purpose to even be addressing certain things, and that's petty. Like,
this joker took his car back, $80,000 Mercedes Benz.
It's a lot of guys that agree with him because he bootsy. Let that breathe.
Child support.
A lot of guys will
not putting you on child support.
A lot of guys will. I'm telling you, it goes back to what we always said, even in the other episode. People, when you are popular, when you are liked, people agree with you.
And I like them.
But see, you got sense.
But, sure.
Let that breathe.
Wrong is wrong.
You intelligent.
In my opinion, I feel like
you got morals. You're not gonna go along just to get along game. Yeah. You gonna have standards and look at no matter who it is.
And I think it's coming from a street point. Like, oh, you finna take this from me and I'm doing this for you. It's about money, man. It ain't even about the relationship at this point.
Right.
It's about the money.
Yeah.
It's not a street child. This is your daughter.
And I promise I'm not trying to judge Bootsy at all. I'm not when I'm about to say what I'm about to say. But bruh, nobody put a gun in your head and made you have all those kids.
You feel me?
I'm going to just let that sit for the two people in the back that didn't catch that. So I'm not judging you at all, but man, we got to be men and understand that, accountability is accountability. When you get yourself in certain situations, you got to know what come with it. Mm-hmm. It's just like anything you do in life. You got to know what come with it and be willing to stand on and accept it.
And understand this. I hate that families is falling out. So I'm not condoning the Bootsy situation. I'm not condoning the young lady speaking out. I think that was so messed up, the way she spoke on her father, like cussing him out and all that stuff. You don't, it says that in the Bible, don't disrespect your parents. But at the same time, I hate that families with the Millers, with Kurt Franklin, his family. You hear these stories about these families, it's disheartening. Yeah. So we're coming from that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see anybody beefing with their family. I don't care if it's a celebrity. I don't care if it's Joe Blow that I know. I don't want to see that stuff, man. Life is too short.
Yeah.
For one, people is getting taken out by the daily, and it's just too short to be going through spats over people you claim you love unconditional.
And I also
seemed like that love came with conditions with that Boots and his daughter situation.
That's real. And also, before we wrap it up, I want to say to the parents, stop doing things and taking advantage of the fact that what he just said, as far as not coming on social media, not, keeping things in, because we know the old saying, keep things in the in-house and stuff like that. Stop taking advantage of that saying and feel like you can do any and everything to your kids, whether they're adults or whether they're kids. Yeah. Because you owe it to them to not do things, because then when they say things or when they do things, and I don't condone anybody being disrespectful, but let me talk about the adult kids real quick. Mm-hmm. When you do things and then you still want that same respect as you asked for when they was little, you got to understand that give you no right to do things that you shouldn't do to your kids, whether they're adults or whether they're kids. A child stay in a child place, and also a parent stay in a parent place.